He's an American war hero. He's earned the Bronze Star, the Silver Star, 3 Purple Hearts, defending our country. And he's continued to defend our country as a United States Senator since his election in 1984, serving in his 5th term and one of the most respected leaders, not just of our state, but of our country. We only could wish what the country would have been like if things had been a little different a few years ago, in 2004. He understands the stakes more than anyone in this room, brothers and sisters. Let's give a nice Massachusetts welcome to Senator John Kerry.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm really pleased to be here with my brothers and sisters in the labor movement. And how about America's mayor? Is he wound up or what? I'll tell you. He couldn't have put it to you more directly. He couldn't have hit the notes better. And obviously all of us are very, very proud of what the mayor is doing in the city of Boston. And as Kevin White used to say, the city of Boston. Those of you who don't remember that, you're too young, I don't know. We got a couple of great pals from the labor movement here. I want to say hi to them because they were part of my early life in this business. Arthur Osborne back here, and Joe Faherty, I don't know where they went. Good to see you guys. Thank you, gentlemen. Thanks for being here. Great to be here. And I'm happy to be here with all of your leaders. Eddie, everybody, Lou, thank you for your great words in the beginning. Stephen, thanks for your leadership. All of the members of the movement. Look, there's no way to put this more starkly than to tell you the truth. And I'm glad you're all here to think about this today because this is about as important as it gets. The mayor was absolutely correct. On vote after vote, these guys have been engaged in the greatest assault on organized labor that I've ever seen the entire time I've been in the Senate. And you go look at those votes. I got them right here in my pocket, pages of them. I'm not going to go through them all right now. But the NLRB, on jobs, on extended pay, unemployment insurance, you look at it. All the Republicans vote together on block. A block. You guys supported it, I supported it. The Republicans said no. You all heard of a guy named Grover Norquist, huh? Yeah. Grover Norquist. Grover Norquist, a lobbyist. A lobbyist. And I think every Republican member of the United States Senate has signed his pledge. I signed a pledge. It was a pledge to uphold the Constitution of the United States of America, not a pledge to a lobbyist. These guys, you know what Grover Norquist said? He said, it doesn't matter who becomes president. All we want is somebody there with 5 digits on a hand so he can sign whatever we send him from a Republican Congress. And you know what they're prepared to send him? The die is cast on this, folks. They've already said, priority number 1, repeal Obamacare. They don't have a replacement for it. They're not going to tell you what they're going to do for the millions of people who will be thrown off of their insurance. Over 50 million Americans, the day they repeal it, don't have insurance anymore. You know what that means? It means we go back to the old system where everybody's picking up the difference. Even Mitt Romney, when he was governor, understood that it was important to cover those people who didn't have insurance. He called them the freeloaders because they were able to pay, but they didn't pay. So we created a system where everybody pays and you share the cost. That's what insurance is all about. They want to go back. They're willing to throw people off. They're willing to allow people to be denied their pre-existing coverage. They say they're not. They say, oh, we'll take care of that. But they have no plan to take care of that. And they have no plan to show how they're going to help those people who get thrown off insurance go out and afford it and be able to buy it again. Health insurance, we thought long ago, Teddy Kennedy fought for it year in and year out, and we knew and we are committed to the fact health care is not a privilege, it is a right, and we're going to keep that right here in America. Let me go further. Let me tell you. This guy, Governor Romney, you know, just the other day we saw that tape in which Governor Romney dismisses 47% of America. And he says they think they're entitled to food and entitled to medicine, entitled to a roof over their heads. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine a human being who thinks they're entitled to medicine and maybe food? And yet when you look at those 47% folks, you learn those aren't freeloaders. Most of them are working Americans who don't earn enough to be able to pay an income tax, but they pay the payroll tax, they pay the excise tax, and they don't deserve to be denigrated by any candidate for President of the United States. Now, I'll tell you, go further than that. We have a $2.2 trillion infrastructure deficit in America. We have bridges and roads and tunnels and airports and ports, all of which need rebuilding. If you're lucky enough to travel anywhere in the world, if you've been anywhere, you know, Europe or some other country, Middle East, anywhere, you'll see airports that are brand spanking new. You'll see people investing in high-speed rail. China's built about 50,000 miles of high-speed rail over the course of the last few years. The United States, we're just sitting here trying to fend off attacks on Amtrak that want to kill Amtrak with no replacement. It doesn't make sense, my friends, but here's where it really departs from reality. Infrastructure, jobs. We got 8% unemployment, we've turned it around, we're getting better, we're getting stronger, we're not where we want to be, but we could have been where we want to be 6 months ago. We could have been where we want to be a year ago. Because for every $1 billion you invest in infrastructure, you put 25,000 to 35,000 people to work. Do the math. In the American Jobs Act, with my infrastructure bank that we have in there, for $10 billion, you'd leverage $600 billion of investment in the infrastructure of America. Do the math on $600 billion. That's almost 20 million jobs. You could put America back to work tomorrow if you have the right people in there doing what we need to do. But I'll tell you what these guys did. They blocked it. Just like they blocked the Farm Bill, just like they blocked the Highway Bill. They have the audacity to block these things, and then they turn around and lament the gridlock in Washington and blame it on the people who are trying to get something done. Look at the deficit. We all know there's a deficit. We all know we have to reduce it. We know we have to save Medicare and protect it for the future. President Obama put a $4 trillion deficit reduction package on the table, and what happened? John Boehner walked away from it. The vice presidential candidate, Paul Ryan, voted against it. And then they turn around and blame everybody because we can't reduce the deficit. That's why this race for the United States Senate and for the House of Representatives is so important, because it will decide the agenda for our country. It will decide who sets the agenda. And I don't want Mitch McConnell setting the agenda to tear apart Obamacare, strip our jobs. I want Harry Reid and the Democrats setting the agenda for this country. So we put people back to work and make America strong for the future. So my friends, stay up on your feet, because I want you ready to work for Elizabeth Warren, for Joe Kennedy, for John Tierney. We need a Democratic agenda before this country, and we're counting on you. She's strong. She's courageous. She will fight for this agenda. Help us win back the future. Thank you.